Massive personal productivity in just 15 minutes. I'm Andrew Laurie from BGB, and I can't offer you massive personal productivity in just 15 minutes, but I can tell you how to get it by investing 15 minutes of your day every day. I remember reading Tim Ferriss's great book. It was, I think, Tools of Titans, it might have come from, this one, in which he interviewed a couple of hundred the highest performers, highest achievers from all sorts of different fields, and tried to deconstruct, as he would put it, tried to analyse the habits they have, the routines they have, how do they create that level of performance. And they all have different strategies, all have different approaches, and there are all sorts of different ideas that come out of it. But the most common, by far, the not quite universal, but the thing that comes up most often is they all have some form of routine first thing in the morning. I look at it as priming. It's the priming routine. It's what happens in the first, I'll say, hour of the day, but often it only takes a shorter period of time. What is it that you do that sets you up for massive success that day? What is it that sets you up to be at your very best, as productive as possible? Now, what you do first thing in the morning, on the one hand, for most people, they're at their mentally highest productivity level. Your brain is at its best early in the morning. So it's an opportunity to be successful anyway by simply using that, by putting that to work. But what I'm really talking about is what are the things you can do, what are the habits or routines you can do that actually increase your productivity and effectiveness for the rest of the day. And so I'm going to go back. There's no one answer to this, by the way. They have different routines. I've got my routine, others have their routines. But what I'm going to focus on is what you're trying to achieve out of it, and then you can decide what's going to work for you. So for example, once you jump out of bed, one of the first things that I want to happen, I think needs to happen, is simply just to be energized for the day. Now, I know a lot of people do exercise first thing. I don't personally, but a lot of people go to the gym or they go for a run, something like that. Maybe they just do stretching at home. So it doesn't matter what the exercise is, but something that energizes you. Now, I think some basics, some people do just like to do even just sort of 10 push-ups or sit-ups just to get the blood flowing. Drink some water first thing. That ends up paying off over the next couple of hours. Do something that builds a little bit of energy. For me, I have a cold shower in the morning, or at least it's pretty simple. I have a hot shower, I wash, and then I put the mixing tap all the way to freezing cold, and I stay under for 20 seconds. That's it. Now that energizes me. I feel fantastic afterwards. What that also does, though, is it starts building a little habit for the day. Because when I'm in that warm shower in the morning, I don't feel like a cold shower. I don't want a cold shower. So the decision to, push the tap across, go to full cold, the moment it's time to do it, I do it straight away. That's building the muscle. It's building the habit of starting. And starting what's hard. During the day, I'm going to have no doubt a deep work session, which I need to start. I'll try and procrastinate. I'll want to procrastinate, but I just need to start. I'll come across some difficult things during the day. I might have to make some big decisions, hard decisions. Need to do it, need to confront it, need to start it. So first thing in the morning, I'm building that habit of succeed. Do something good, make a difficult decision first thing. Now, having a cold shower is not a difficult decision, but at least forces me to make an effort. Now, the third thing I'm trying to do in the morning is sort of program my subconscious. I know how powerful it is processing, whatever it is, 200 million times faster than my conscious. And it's processing all the time, but it's non-judgmental. It doesn't think about what it's processing, it just processes. So in the morning, I want to set it in the right direction. I want to give it a couple of things to make sure it is processing. And so I like to go through my plans and my goals. I spend just a few minutes reviewing my different versions of it, longer term and short term, 5-year plan, 1-year plan, 90-day plan. Gets my subconscious absolutely focused on where I'm going, where I've been recently, where the progress I've been making, and also gets me focused on what I need to get done. So it's just getting my subconscious mind primed to be as effective as it can, to be focused on the right things. I like to start the day positive, enthusiastic, partly because during the day I'll probably have some hard things to do, as I said. So just building that motivation muscle in the morning. And some people I know, meditation is terrific for this. It's not my practice, but that's certainly what a lot of people use. There are different mindfulness practices. I simply sit down and have a few minutes going through my dream board. pictures that represent the ideal life I'm living and working towards. It also, I read through, I've got a sort of one-page description of that life, of how I feel, of who I'm going to be, what I'm going to be doing. And so reading that and looking at those pictures just gets me a bit excited. That's where I'm going. Gets me positive. It all looks very nice, of course. They're all good things in there. And then the other one I like, you don't have to do this one, but deep thinking. Deep work is typically among the more valuable things you do. And it requires focus. And let's remember, early in the morning, your brain tends to be at its best. So spending some time on some version of deep thinking. Some people like journaling, that can be good. Just going for a walk and thinking about, choose your topic. It's not random thinking. Maybe the night before, list a couple of questions to contemplate. I like to spend time in the morning reading. And that does two things. It's good quality reading because I am in flow, in deep work. But it also, I find it's a time when I get a lot of ideas, a lot of new and valuable ideas as I read. I'm reading and that's just getting my mind. It's triggering thought processes. So I in a sense, I don't have a routine that you need to do. There's not one universal routine that works. I've got mine, others have theirs. The one thing I do know, though, is if you invest that time in the morning, and most of my process, sometimes I'll read for longer, but other than reading, the rest of my process takes 15 minutes. So it's 15 minutes. And not only do I often come up with an idea or achieve something in that 15 minutes, but more importantly, it's 15 minutes I've invested that makes me very, very productive for the rest of the day. It also puts me in a great state of mind to enjoy and embrace and just have a great day. So I view it as 15 minutes well spent. Now, test a couple of things, try different ideas, find what works for you, but get yourself a routine and enjoy the benefit, enjoy the productivity, enjoy the enjoyment. All the best now.